So I'm here with Dave Mlachnik, who's teacher and head coach of the West Allis Central boys basketball team. Thank you for being here, and can you share what your big why is?
And when I was in high school, I was motivated to make money and get into the business world. So wanted to be an accountant at first, but then it led into college to be finance and started working multiple jobs doing that. And I enjoyed doing it, but it wasn't my true love. And once I started working for the family business, my mom ended up passing away, and my dad talked about selling the business, and it didn't feel right for me to go work with somebody else, and I wanted to find something. So my wife, who was a teacher, my brother, who was a teacher, thought that I would be good in the education field, helping young adults. And so it's something that I pursued, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life. Being an educator and a coach allows me to help and give back to them what other teachers and coaches gave me, instilled in me to be successful in life. And so now I get to give back to the youth of today and help build the future, leaders of our future coming up.
What do you say to someone who's looking to find their why or kind of struggling to keep their focus?
Well, life is a windy road that has a lot of bumps in it. And as you're going down those roads and those turns, you got to slow down and evaluate where your life is at. So I would just advise to have a great work ethic and have an open mind to change. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to accept, but it's one thing that I stress to my players, to my students, is life is going to throw you different things as you go through, and you got to be willing to adapt to how life is nowadays. It's one of the things that I think makes our team successful, because when you're in a game playing against other people, they're going to throw a different defense at you, a different offense, and can you adjust on the fly? Can you communicate? Can you work as a team and be there for each other? And that's what life is about, being there for one another. I have a few players in class in personal finance, and we're sitting there talking about SMART goals. And we're talking, and another student who's not a basketball player, I was like, hey, how can you put that into sports? And he said, well, I want to average 20 points. And I said, that's great, that's specific, you got a specific goal, you got timeliness. I go, but you also have to tie in to attainable. Mm-hmm. Does it meet the other goals that you have? Mm-hmm. And one of my players reached out and he's like, no, it doesn't meet our team goals. And so it was a great example of where we are as a team, because of course, as a player, everybody wants to have their own individual goals, but what comes first? And that's the team goals. And if you can reach those team goals, most of the time you're going to reach the individual goals too. And through the years of just coaching, two of the people that meant a lot to me are my mom and dad, and my oldest brother, Dwayne, and actually all my brothers, Dirk, Dean, Dan, playing sports together. We had that family atmosphere, and, instilling that in our team now, and then having my wife included coming to the games, and, other family members, and all the guys feel part of it, and they see it's not just saying it with words, but it's setting an example of what we want to set for the team, and families included. Got my nephew coaching with me, my son coaching with me, my brother did coach with me at one point. And so when you incorporate all that, it builds and it extends out to not just my immediate family, but I consider all the players that I've had as sons of mine anyways, and family. And I preach the same thing in the classroom. We're a family in here. The only way we can have success is if we are working together and talking and sharing opinions and examples in the classroom also.
Very appropriate with what your shirt is saying about the family.
100%. That's one thing we try to stress. Be there, communicate, help each other. It's not about you, it's about us.